When you think of pizza, you think of a Hut or a Domino, possibly a Little Caesar, and maybe even a Shaq. What you don't think of is McDonald's. So it will probably surprise you to hear that not too long ago, McDonald's tried really hard to add pizza to its menu. Today, we're unboxing whatever happened to the McPizza. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel. After that, please leave a comment and let us know what other fast food misfires you would like to hear about next. Okay, time for a slice of McPizza. Ugh, I don't even like saying it. Since going into business in May of 1940, McDonald's has served hundreds of billions of hamburgers and unknowable tons of French fries. But not everything the global mega franchise has added to its menu over the years has been quite as successful. Way back in 1960, for example, the company's owner, Ray Kroc, decided to add a meat-free sandwich to the menu so that Catholics who didn't eat meat on Fridays could still find something to order for dinner. To that end, Kroc created the Hula Burger.
It's got real pineapple!
Which was just a slice of pineapple and 2 pieces of American cheese on a hamburger bun. It was not a hit. Luckily for Kroc, one of his franchisees came up with the Filet-O-Fish, which nicely filled the niche in question. Then, in the late 1970s, McDonald's made its first attempt to go Italian with McSpaghetti. However, whether its addition to the menu confused customers or the product was just bad, McSpaghetti flopped like an overturned bowl of pasta and was removed from the menu within days of its debut. Kroc went on record saying he was against ever adding hot dogs to the menu because quality control is difficult. Nonetheless, in the mid-1990s, McDonald's experimented with the McHotdog in limited markets in the American Midwest. Midwesterners, however, were not buying it. The company has taken a few more cracks at the McHotdog since then, but always to the same disappointing results. But all that is just the tip of the McIceberg. Other failed McDonald's menu items include the Onion Nuggets, the McCrab Sandwich, the Angus Burger, the McDLT, Mighty Wings, McStuffins, McSalad Shakers, a fried roast beef sandwich, a chopped beefsteak sandwich, chicken fajitas, and the McLobster, a true daredevil's mistress. And last but not least, the McPizza. The McPizza was not actually one single product. In fact, starting in the late 1970s, Mickey D's began regionally testing several different pizza products. One of these early attempts was a calzone-like concoction developed to be like a pizza, but less likely to drip sauce and cheese all over the customers, many of whom pick up food at the drive-thru and eat behind the wheel. Another was a more conventional mini pizza sold in a cardboard pouch with a freshness date stamped right into the dough. But the most widely known and distributed McPizza was the one released in 1989. While McDonald's was seeing growth in their breakfast sales, the company was having trouble getting people to think of them as a dinner spot. For whatever reason, Americans largely perceived burgers, nuggets, and fries to be a lunch food, and the place all but emptied out come supper time. Not content to leave that valuable dinner money on the table, McDonald's got to work creating a whole new dinner menu consisting mostly of chicken and pasta dishes, with nary a burger in sight. The featured item, however, was a brand new McPizza. Why pizza? Well, by the end of the 80s, the pizza market had ballooned into a $21 billion a year business. That market was already dominated by franchises like Pizza Hut and Domino's, but McDonald's felt they had the corporate muscle to jam their foot in the door without crushing their toes. Officially called McDonald's Pizza, probably because McPizza sounds like something more fun to say than it is to eat, the product was essentially just a giant frozen pizza. They were family-sized, meaning 14 inches or larger, and they all came with dough and marinara sauce. If you were courageous enough to order one, you could customize it with 3 different varieties: plain cheese, cheese and pepperoni, and deluxe, which came with cheese, pepperoni, and a few other toppings like green pepper and onion. And to really set the pizza parlor mood, if you ordered a McPizza, an employee would carry it out to your table and set it down on a raised rack, kind of like they do at Pizza Hut. McDonald's would eventually drop the table service. And in 1991, the pizzas were resized to 8-inch personal pizzas. But in the beginning, it all looked promising. McPizza was tested out at 24 restaurants, all located in and or around Evansville, Indiana, and Owensboro, Kentucky. The results of those tests were encouraging, and within a few short years, hundreds of McDonald's locations across the country were serving pizza. Nobody is exactly sure how far the McPizza spread, but by some estimates, it was on the menu at over 2,000 McDonald's by the mid-90s. No matter where you are in America, you're never too far from a pizza. Pizzerias dot America like extra pepperoni, and your average supermarket carries a wide selection of frozen brands. It's a crowded market.
I don't even know what to say here, except for there's a lot of pizza.
Particularly for a chain looking to challenge dedicated pizzerias with frozen options their customers could prepare at home. And McDonald's was struggling to pull it off. Why was it so hard? Well, unlike your local pizza parlor, McDonald's had some unique technical hurdles. For one, McDonald's generally prides itself on the uniformity of its product. A Big Mac you buy at a McDonald's in Maine will look and taste the same as one you get at an airport in Kansas. In order to maintain that same quality control, the pizzas had to survive being frozen and shipped, and always cook up with the same crispy crust and melted cheese. It would also have to taste good. McDonald's reputation for speedy service was another issue. Cooking a pizza takes a lot longer than cooking a hamburger, so if the franchise was going to serve pizza, it would have to figure out how to sling them out much faster than normal. To that end, the company spent years designing and patenting a special oven that would get the job done in just 5 minutes.
This is like no other oven you've ever seen before.
But there were still a few problems. For starters, the oven was unreliable. In fact, according to the company, it actually took on average of 11 minutes to cook a pizza, which was way too slow for McDonald's business model. There was also the problem that the oven didn't fit in the standard McDonald's kitchen. That meant that any location that wanted to serve pizza had to have their cooking areas remodeled. Even the dang drive-through windows at most locations weren't wide enough to fit the pizza box, so those would have to be remodeled too. Finally, McDonald's decided to install a special window into the kitchen that allowed customers to see their pizza being made, which meant even more remodeling. It all added up to a considerable investment, but it would be worth it once the McPizza, the McDonald's pizza, cemented the chain as a serious dinner-time competitor. But that never happened. The pizzas were much more expensive than anything else on the menu, which alienated most customers. When they first debuted, the regular 14-inch pizza cost $5.80, and a larger deluxe pizza cost $9, while a McDonald's hamburger cost just 75 cents. And the McPizza wasn't just the most expensive item on McDonald's menu. The deluxe pizza cost roughly the same as a freshly made pie from Pizza Hut. There simply weren't enough customers willing to speed to McDonald's to wait 15 minutes for an overpriced frozen pizza. Meanwhile, Pizza Hut and Domino's weren't exactly thrilled to see McDonald's trying to break into their business. Right from the start, they set out to destroy the McPizza. As early as 1989, when the product made its debut, at least one ad executive for Pizza Hut went on record saying, "Every place you see a McDonald's pizza, you're going to see a war." From the moment the McPizza dropped, Pizza Hut started flooding their customers with buy one, get one free coupons to undercut it. They also started blanketing the airwaves with commercials that described the McPizza as McFrozen, while reminding people they could always get a real pizza at Pizza Hut. McDonald's, for their part, defended themselves with their own onslaught of commercials trumpeting how fast their pizza could be served.
Nobody's ever had pizza this good, this fast.
Which, as we know, was an average of 11 minutes. Longer if the box was too wide for the drive-thru. People weren't buying the ads or the McPizza, and before long, the writing was on the wall. Due to the lackluster sales and the long cook times, McDonald's began to slowly phase the McPizza out, and by 1999, it had disappeared from most locations. But it wasn't completely gone. As late as 2015, the McPizza was still available at 2 McDonald's locations, one in Pomeroy, Ohio, and the other in Spencer, West Virginia. Both locations were owned by the same guy, Greg Mills, who was determined to keep the McPizza available to his customers. According to those who tried it, Mills' McPizza was a little different from the official recipe, and it could still take a while to cook, but its fans didn't seem to mind. The pizza was a local hit, and its availability at Mills' McDonald's went viral in 2015. Before Mills knew it, he was serving customers who drove for hours just to try a McPizza. In 2017, 3 Canadians even filmed their 500-mile drive to Mills' West Virginia location. Giving the overwhelming enthusiasm, you might expect McDonald's to consider bringing the McPizza back, but that's not what happened. Instead, the company ordered Mills to stop selling pizza by August 31, 2017. He hung signs at his restaurant emphasizing that the decision was McDonald's and not his. But it didn't matter. The McPizza era was at an end. At least, it almost was. Today, there is a single McDonald's that still slings McPizzas, the Epic McDonald's on International Drive in Orlando, Florida. It opened in 2016, and it lays claim to being the world's largest entertainment McDonald's and play place. The restaurant is 3 stories tall.
When have you ever seen an elevator in a McDonald's?
It's open 24/7, and it has an expanded menu that includes all sorts of stuff you won't find at any other McDonald's, including various pasta dishes, paninis, custom omelets, Belgian waffles, and of course, pizza, which you can see being made, thanks to the restaurant's open kitchen design, which features a wood-fired oven at its center. It's barely a McDonald's at this point. But if you're dying to try a McPizza, that's the only place you're going to find one, because McDonald's isn't likely to bring it back anytime soon. But be warned before you make your own 400-mile trip. Word is the wait times are still pretty long. And the pizza itself, well, different from the original McPizza, is still just a frozen pizza.
So what everybody think?
It's pretty average, at best.
Try calling Pizza Hut. They may send you some coupons. So what do you think? And did you ever get a chance to try the McPizza? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, check out some of these other videos from our weird history.